All right, everybody, welcome back to Do Your Life Justice with another installment of Just My Thoughts. You already know who I am. Justice in the building. Today, I want to talk about, this is basically a continuation of the last 3 videos that I posted. The question that has been out in the ether for quite some time is, can men and women, specifically heterosexual men and women, be just friends? So we're talking about people of opposite sex engaging in a strictly platonic relationship. I shared some of my thoughts on this in the video I just posted, Your Average at Best. So if you have not seen that video, just posted it, should be posted today, or the longer version where I'm talking about love at first sight, attraction, and everything. There's a longer video that I posted last week. So you can watch either one of those, and it talks about my thoughts on that. And I'll just give a short summary. Basically, I said that a woman that I'm not attracted to, we can be friends, but we can't date. I can't date a woman that I'm not physically attracted to, because as a guy, I'm a physical, visual creature. And so looking and seeing is important. And when I see something that I like, I'm going to be drawn to it. I'm going to want it. If I see a woman that I'm not attracted to, I'm not going to be drawn to her. I'm not going to want to be in an intimate relationship with her. So I'm able to maintain a strictly platonic relationship with that woman that I'm not physically attracted to. So let's see what the science has to say about all this, because of course there's been studies about this done time and time again. So let's start with the science, and then we'll talk a little more about, can men and women be just friends? So I am looking at Scientific America, scientificamerica.com. So they're saying, can heterosexual men and women ever be just friends? New research suggests that there may be some truth to this possibility, that we may think we're capable of being just friends with members of the opposite sex, but the opportunity, or perceived, it's all in my head, perceived opportunity for romance is often lurking just around the corner, waiting to pounce at the most inopportune moment. Yeah. In order to investigate the viability of truly platonic opposite-sex friendships, a topic that has been explored more on the silver screen than in the science lab, researchers brought 88 pairs of undergraduate opposite-sex friends into a science lab. The friends were questioned and separated, and they vowed not to discuss the findings. So they brought 88 pairs, guy and girl, into the science lab and asked them a series of questions, and they asked them individually, and those people vowed that they wouldn't discuss their answers to their opposite sex friend. You don't want that awkwardness of, well, yeah, I said that I liked you. What did you say? No. So they made sure that they said it to each other that, okay, we're not going to discuss this. And they, again, vowed and signed, saying that they weren't going to discuss what their answers were to the survey, to the study. The results suggested large gender differences in how men and women experienced opposite-sex friendships. Men were much more attracted to their female friends than vice versa. Again, I said this in my last video. Guys being visual creatures, attraction, looks matter to us. So the guys themselves, and even with the love at first sight, the article I read the other day, Psychology Today stated that the guys were the main ones that experienced the love at first sight. It wasn't equally reciprocated from the women. And so even with the opposite sex friends, just friends, guys in this study were more attracted to their female friend than the female friend was to their male friend. Okay, so let's continue. Where are we at? Men were also more likely than women to think that their opposite sex friends were attracted to them, a clearly misguided belief. In fact, men's estimates of how attractive they were to their female friends had virtually nothing to do with how these women actually felt. They were all delusional. And almost everything to do with how the men themselves felt. Basically, males assumed that any romantic attraction they experienced was mutual and were blind to the actual level of romantic interest felt by their female friends. Oh, man, this is crazy. So these guys, and this wasn't just a one-off. I'm sorry, I keep wiping my face. We have a cat who has a lot of hair, Shanti, and the hair just sprouts up, at some point, and I'm paranoid, and then I actually just feel like I have hair on my face, so I'm sorry. I know I've been wiping my face in quite a few videos, but that's why, because it's freaking cat. But I lost my train of thought. So yeah, these guys were, the majority of them, a lot of them were attracted to their female friend. And they actually thought, okay, because I'm attracted to her, she must be attracted to me too. So let's keep this friendship going so I can get closer. I'm ready to pounce, as it said in that first paragraph. I'm ready to pounce at a moment's notice. Anytime that door opens, I'm jumping in there. So they were deluding themselves. Women, too, were blind to the mindset of their opposite sex friends because females generally were not attracted to their male friends. They assumed that this lack of attraction was mutual. Do you see how crazy that is? Do you guys see how freaking crazy that is? The guys were like, I'm attracted to her. She must be attracted to me. The girls on the freaking opposite end of the spectrum, I'm not attracted to him. He must not be attracted to me. This couldn't tell you how far apart guys and girls thinking is. And reading the signals. This alone tells you that we can't freaking be friends because we don't freaking understand each other in that regard. We can't read the freaking signals. But let's keep reading to see what else they have to say. As a result, men consistently overestimated the level of attraction felt by their female friends, and women consistently underestimated the level of attraction felt by their male friends. Men were also more willing to act on this mistakenly perceived mutual attraction. Both men and women were equally attracted to romantically involved opposite-sex friends and those who were single. Hot friends were hot and not friends were not, regardless of their relationship status. However, men and women differed in the extent to which they saw attractive friends as potential romantic partners. So basically, friends that were in relationships, men and women equally saw their hot friend as hot. So, okay, I'm a single guy, but I have a female friend in a relationship. She's hot. Equally, I'm a single woman. I have a male friend who's in a relationship. He's hot. They equally saw other friends that were in relationships, regardless of them being in a relationship or single. If they were hot, they were hot. If they were not, they were not, regardless if they were in a relationship. He's ugly. I don't care if he has a girlfriend. She's ugly. I don't care if she has a husband, whatever. So that's how that went. However, men and women differed in the extent to which they saw attractive friends as potential romantic partners. Although men were equally as likely to desire romantic dates with taken friends as with single ones, women were sensitive to their male friends' relationship status and uninterested in pursuing those who were already involved with someone else. So women were a little more reserved in, trying to break up that happy home. Whereas men were like, I don't give a damn. I'll be the side piece. I'll be the guy on the side. Whatever. She's bad. I want her. And I'll sit here and wait in the queue. So that's what they found. These results suggest that men relative to women have a particularly hard time being just friends. So guys, I guess it's us that mess things up when it comes to being just friends. Because we generally, if we're close to a woman, chances are we're going to want that woman. We're going to want to be intimate with that woman, unless you're just not attracted to her, which is, not often when it comes to guys. But it does happen. There are many very attractive guys or average looking guys, average to above average looking guys that have average to less than average looking female friends that you're just not attracted to, or women that, you're around, you have access to, but you're just not attracted to. So it's possible for guys to be friends with females, but you have to take out the attraction aspect of it. Okay. So that's from Scientific America. All right. So just a little blurb from Psychology Today. So they were looking at the whole dynamic between men and women being friends and how it affects both parties, because both are getting something different out of it. A guy being a friend to a woman, there's a different cost benefit than a woman being a friend with a guy, different cost benefit. So what they found is the friend zone is essentially an unequal relationship in which the desires of both friends are not equally met. It may exist in a just friends context, with resources being shared, usually gratifying the woman's needs. So when a guy is friends with a woman, generally she's getting more out of it than he is. He generally pays for the dates. When they go out, he's usually the one picking her up with the car and everything like that, coming over to help her move, coming to fix her car, being the bodyguard, all these different things that she's getting from him. So it usually gratifies the woman's needs. But sex and romance is not an option, usually frustrating the man. So he's doing all these things. Usually he's attracted to her. So he's hoping that there's a window of opportunity to get in there. So he's willing to put in his work, doing boyfriend, husband things, because he's expecting those boyfriend, husband, payoffs, the sex, the romance, the cuddling, all that stuff. So he's frustrated when he's not getting that reciprocal pay or benefit from his friendship with her. A mismatch can also occur in a friends with benefits context. So the just friends is for the woman's benefit. The friends with benefit benefits more the man. Where sex is being shared, usually satisfying the men, but resources and protection are not forthcoming, usually frustrating the woman. So the guy gets the benefit of having the sex partner. I get all the pleasures of the bedroom without the frustration of being in a relationship. I don't have to take care of her. I'm not obligated to her. I don't have to buy her presents for her birthday, for any anniversaries and all this stuff. But we're still friends. But I get the benefits of the sleep. The adult sleep. So there's a problem there. So either way you look at it, men and women being friends is complicated. It's complicated. And if you look at history, generally men hung out with men. They go to war, they're gone for years and years. They're with the guys. The women, they're in another room, they're doing their thing. They're just the women. Even if they're married and in relationships, they still congregated and hung out in separate rooms. They're the way they think is different. Their interests are different. So it was just more common, more natural for the guys to hang out with the guys, the ladies to hang out with the ladies. Historically. I had it pulled up, but I can't remember the website where it said that we didn't start hanging out more, commingling opposite sex until like the 19th and the 20th century. That's where guys and girls started hanging out a lot more. I don't know if you've seen the Steve Harvey interview where he says, I don't have any female friends. So let's take a look at that real quick.
Remember in the classic movie when Harry Met Sally and the character played by Billy Crystal insisted men and women can't be friends? Well, hugely popular syndicated radio and talk show host Steve Harvey agrees in a big way. In his latest book on relationships, Straight Talk, No Chaser, Harvey tells me face to face why women who think he's just a friend are delusional. This kind of frank talk is why expectations are high that Straight Talk will rival his first breakthrough bestseller. So where did this come from?
I mean, it's a blessing, true enough, but really, it was just me sitting down being honest. All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because, you know, come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because, look, okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There's some guy somewhere saying, yeah, we're friends. No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor. And trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity.
Because
we're
most
guys.
men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way. And you tell this to a woman and it just blows her back. No, I have male friends. You have male friends because they know it can be nothing else right now. I tell you what, all your male friends, just ask them in a friendly way. If I wanted to date you, would you be okay with that? And watch the fireworks. Watch. I'm telling you.
So you see, part of it, and I'll talk about that a little bit as well, being in a relationship and having someone of the opposite sex. But it's mainly like the Scientific America said, men, we are looking for an opportunity. We're looking for that window to get in there. And even if we're talking to the woman and she makes it clear, hey, I'm not attracted to you. We hear that. However, if you keep us around, I think Jim Carrey said it best.
What are my chances?
Not good.
You mean not good like 1 out of 100?
I'd say more like 1 out of 1,000,000.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
So you've told us that there's no chance. There's no chance. Oh, I'm not attracted to you like that. And you believe, okay, he must understand, he must feel the same way that I feel. We're just friends. But you're keeping him around, so you're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. And so I'll come over and I'll do all these boyfriend things for you. You can even be in a relationship. But if you're still talking to me, texting me, I still believe that there's an opportunity for you to be with me. And even if I don't want to be in a relationship with you, I just want to have relations with you. I'm willing to put in the work and put in the time. Because women have a lot more options than us guys. That's just facts. A woman, for the most part, can just walk down the street and walk up to a guy and offer herself and pretty much like, yeah, come on, let's go. Whereas a guy, we don't have those opportunities. So women can turn down guy after guy after guy after guy. Keep male friends close and decide whether or not she wants to give extra attention to one or another. Guys don't have that. So a lot of guys are willing to put themselves, I'll put myself in the friend zone queue and be waiting around for you. I think it was Chris Rock that said, a shoulder to cry on becomes a to ride on. I be in that relationship. Go on, date him. Even a marriage, you're married. And part of the study said as well, the guys still saw their female friends as attractive and were still willing to be available to those women that were in relationships. So let me talk about the relationship friend really quickly. Being in a relationship is already hard enough. There's already enough challenges operating closely in somebody else's space and having them operate closely in your space on a constant basis. So relationships are difficult. So having a friend of the opposite sex adds an unnecessary stress on the relationship. It's unnecessary because there's always that window of opportunity. There's always that Jim Carrey chance. Well, I wouldn't cheat. I've never cheated. I love my man. I love my woman. Doesn't freaking matter. The fact that you have someone of the opposite sex that's close to you, your partner could have thoughts. Your partner could, see that relationship and be uncomfortable. So there's two options for you if you're in a relationship and it comes to your opposite sex friends. One, you can just cut ties. You get into a relationship, you cut ties with anyone of the opposite sex and end those friendships. That's the easiest thing to do. Or I wouldn't say it's easy if it's a real close friend. Oh, me and you must never part, Makita. It'll be hard to let that friend go if they're a genuine friend. But for the sake of your relationship, that would be the best option. That's the better thing. Instead of easiest, that would be the best option. Just cut ties with all those friends of the opposite sex. Or that friend is not allowed to interact with you without your partner being there. So it should be three amigos. So you're going out to dinner, your partner's with you. Going out for a coffee, your partner's with you. Because it just adds an unnecessary complexity. And as we've stated time and time again, or I've stated time and time again with the scientific studies, guys are typically looking for that window of opportunity. So even though you're a woman and you're happily married or happily in a relationship and you think, okay, well, I'm not attracted to him. He's just my friend. He's like my brother. I would never. That's what's going on in your head. But he's sitting there thinking, now she done told me all these different issues about this dude. She complained to me and called me late night. Oh, he didn't do this or he did that and that. So I know all the dirt on her relationship. So I know what not to do to get in them draws. He's just keeping notes. and you just sharing all the top secret information with the enemy. Because as a guy, I don't want my wife going, out to dinner with her male friend. The hell y'all need to go out to dinner together for? Oh, we just want to catch up. Well, invite him over to the house and we collectively can catch up. So that's with the old friends, the friends that you had before you got into the relationship. No new friends, no new friends, no new. How anyone in a relationship could, mysteriously acquire new friends of the opposite sex, that's a bit suspect. Like, you should not be spending that much time in interaction with anyone of the opposite sex to where a friendship can develop without me being a part of that circle. So that should go without saying. I, as a man, should not be acquiring new female friends being in a relationship. My wife should not be acquiring new male friends being in a relationship. It adds unnecessary stress on the marriage, on the relationship. And even if you have been the most loyal and faithful partner, that temptation is always going to be there. It's a natural magnetism. And you just might be feeling vulnerable and sensitive one day. And he just pissed you off, so you need to go out and have a good time. Who you gonna call? Friend zone buddy. You're gonna call your friend zone male friend that's always been there, the shoulder to cry on. And that sensitive moment is gonna overtake you, and you're gonna have a situation. An entanglement, as it's being called now. So don't even welcome any of that into your relationship. Don't even invite that added stress into your relationship. Either cut ties with those friends of the opposite sex, or only interact with them with your partner present. And if they're truly your friend, they should understand. Your single friends need to go be single, go mingle, go do their things, because couples and single people, their lives are different. It's like being a parent and being, and not having any children. Life is different. The responsibilities are different. So, just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Can men and women be just friends? It doesn't really work if the guy is attracted to the female, but the female isn't attracted to the guy. But you flip it around, if the female is attracted to the guy and the guy is not attracted to the female, I think that could potentially work better. What are your thoughts on that one? What are your thoughts on that one? Because most cases, and like I said in the last video, some of the females were a little aggressive and like, okay, you're going to be in a relationship with me, you're going to have, or I'm going to have your baby and everything like that. But there wasn't like this real pressure. I never felt like, okay, I can't go out and hang out with these girls, without being taken advantage of, and they're going to try to manipulate me. There was never that concern. But a guy that's attracted to the girl in the friend relationship, he might try to manipulate and prey upon her emotions. Women are more emotional. You can try to deny it all you want, but you women are more emotional than us guys. And so a guy who's attracted to his female friend, he might prey on her emotions. I'm a logical, rational guy. I have emotions, but the chances of one of my non-attractive female friends from the past, I don't really have any now, manipulating me and preying upon my emotions to get me to sleep with them, there was less risk of that. So do you think that it's the same across the board? Or do you think there is a difference when the guy is attracted to his female friends? Is that more problematic? Or if the girl is more attracted to her male friends? Let's have that discussion. All right. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You only have one life to live. Make sure you do it justice.